Hey there and happy Monday. Just before I went on, I got my camera all ready and then it did a nosedive off with my tripod right off my desk. So I was glad it didn't accidentally hit start and have me like fumbling around trying to get that set up before I felt ready. Today is the first day that I'm going to be kicking off for doing March projects. I've got 10 projects lined up for this month, and you can either request the set of 10 cards that I'm making, or you can order using my host code and get them for free too. I will get started with by setting this down. Hey there, Jane. Hi, Lisa. Got my iPad so I can see who's joining in. Then I can show you today's card. So today's card is using the Sunflower Bundle, and the Sunflower Bundle is 20% off. Normally bundles are just 10% off, but why I wanted to start with the Sunflower Bundle too, and do it in a really different way. This does not look like a sunflower if you look at it and go, what is Belle doing with pink and black? I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do a different spin on it. And when the Sunflower Bundle came out, there was a 10% savings like there is anytime a bundle debuts. But once the debut period is over, like a year later, it carries over into the catalog, but then you have to buy the stamp set separate and the die separate. So there's been separate prices with no savings on the Sunflower Bundle. So the whole month of March, Stampin' Up! Is rebundling this, and it's now 20% off. So I think that's great. So there's 13 bundles that are on sale. 3 of them are classified like this one, and then 10 are, instead of the regular 10% because they're a newer bundle, they are 20% savings. So let me get my camera turned around. Hi there, Cheryl. Good to see you on here. And hi there, Kay. So let me kind of just show you this. So if you get my regular emails, or if you tune in on Facebook, you will have seen these pictures or this flyer if you clicked on it. So the mini machine here, I should do a little demo with my granddaughter. I think it would be so fun to show her with a mini machine and me with a regular machine. And that would be kind of cute, like Grandma and Minnie. Hi there, Lois. And so this also shows all of the bundles. Like I said, 3 of them are highlighted because in the catalog, they're not even shown as a bundle anymore. But for this promotion, they are rebundled, and then the rest of them are usually 10%, they're 20%, and then these are 20%. So if you want more information on the savings are in bloom about the 20% off the mini cut and emboss machine, let me know that. Ugh, it warmed up just enough for that stupid fly to come out. And if you want any more information about the specifics on the bundles and such, then yeah. So Kay, just send me a message, or I'll try and connect with you to get on my email list. Yeah, I usually send out emails the first of every month, and then if there's something else like free shipping day that they throw at us as a surprise, or when there's a retiring list out or something like that, then I send out an additional email. Okay, so here's the card again so you can see it facing you guys, and it's from the annual catalog, and it's on page 17 here, the Celebrate Sunflowers. And then the reference is that the dies are on page 166 too. So yeah, Cheryl, I love pink and black together too. And I saw a similar card in the Hawaii swap when I went to Hawaii last May, which seems like a lifetime ago. And I kind of wanted to copy that type of layout. I did switch up quite a few things, but felt like I kind of got the overall concept of what I liked, and wanted to share that with you guys too, because I know a lot of you are like, oh yay, with pink and black, and I think it always makes it pop so well. This has been a really popular set since it came out. So the dies will actually cut out this pretty sunflower that I've used before. There's a smaller version, some different size leaves, and some great sentiments too. And so today I'm just doing Let's Celebrate You, and actually I'm going to leave the inside blank because this one that says know that you are loved might be just a little too personal. Let's Celebrate You could be a birthday, it could be a promotion, or, you know, just some reason to celebrate somebody. And then even this, like, congratulations on reaching a whole new level on wonderful, or of wonderful, could be really good too. But I'm just going to leave it blank so that it can be used by those that are receiving the cards to use as you want to. So that is that stamp set. Now this fun black and white paper comes from that Pattern Party, which is a host set or package of paper. So anybody who is a host, which also could be somebody that places a $150 order or more, then you can use your host rewards to get this big package of paper. I'm not going to go through this because I've used this so often. I just get out the scraps so you can go, oh yeah, last time she used that was for the otter card. And ironically, that is the back side of this striped paper today, guys. So I'm pulling that out. The other thing that I'm using today is, oh, did I put the packaging away? Is that Glimmer Paper. I think I put the whole package away. So the in colors all have this pretty paper. And I know I used some of the greens at Christmas time and everybody oohed and awed over it. And so I thought, oh, this will be fun to bring that out. So the one side is pretty plain. So you'll want to make sure, here I'm going to get some more light on it, that you use the right side and kind of cut, if you're cutting it, appropriately so that you have that showing too. So that is from the annual catalog as well. So let me get started making the card for you guys. Let's see, I always have to stop and think, how did I start this card, right? Okay, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and you know, even just you can see here, and Cheryl will agree, yes, that just seeing these colors together before I do anything with it, it almost looks like a referee like shirt, like we have that shirt and tie. I think, oh, I wonder if that would make a fun referee shirt there, if anybody has like an umpire or referee or some type of person in their life that would make good paper for a card for them. So let me start with some thick white cardstock. And I'm going to run that through using my Sunflowers dies. So in the Sunflowers dies, which like I said, you can get 20% off, I'm going to use a couple of the leaves today, and then just the center piece here. And then I'm going to use 2 dies actually for the sunflower, and it'll make more sense as I get going with that too. Hi, Connie. Actually, I've just started, so it's perfect timing. You got through all of my blah, blah, blah. Okay, so sunflowers dies. But just know it's 20% off, and I just about knocked my tripod again. Good grief. It must be Monday. Okay, so I want the detail to be on the top, so that's where this one comes in, and this is just kind of that plain piece here. And since the mini machine is on sale, I thought, you know what, I have to use the mini machine for you guys. And Lisa will contact me and say, Belle, you need to replace that plate. My plate's coming tomorrow. I actually thought I was going to be here today and was pretty excited until I realized today's not the 8th, it's just the 7th. So I have to wait for tomorrow. And I like using the intricate dies with the thick white paper, basic white thick, because I feel like it gives a little bit of stiffness, and it gives just a little bit more of a I don't know, just like it's not so flimsy, put it that way. And so with this, I can easily poke out these little pieces. And I have my stamping friend, Kathy, and she'd be like, oh, give me all of those little sunflowers that you're taking out, and I will poke through them, because she loves to do that poking. Or I could just go ta-da and pull it out and have pre-poked that one for you guys. Hi there, Nancy. And so that one's done. But using the thicker, I feel like just because this one's pretty intricate, then I don't have to worry as much either when I'm working with it that I might accidentally tear one of these tiny little detailed pieces of that. So that I'm just going to set aside. And then I'm going to run this through again. So yeah, normally this mini cut and emboss machine is $60, on sale this month for $48. So I've been interested in hearing some of the comments from people that are saying, oh, finally I can get a second one to have at a different location, or I've always had the big one and I want, you know, the little one just to have that on my desktop. I didn't use it as much as I thought right away. But now I love it because when I have my whole desk full, and how often do we have a whole desk full of stuff, I can just plop this practically on top of my project and just takes up so little room, and then it folds up so nice and easy too. So that's great for that. Okay, so we have kind of the body of the flower in that shimmer. Let me give you the exact color, magenta matte. No, not magenta madness, polished pink. There we go. I get those two mixed up. Polished pink. And we've got that. So now I just need a couple leaves out of the black. And so whenever I need like two of something, I try to cut that one of them ahead of time, but I also try to cut one on camera so that you get the idea of how I came up with these leaves. Is it a die? Is it an accessory or something like that? So we have two of these black leaves here then that I'll bring aside, and then I need my little poker tool here because every once in a while this wants to just stay in there, and there, whoops, we've got that little piece, so I'll set that aside, and then we only have to do the leaves. And so I'm just going to take this thick white paper again, and I'll end up needing two of these as well, but I'm just going to do one for you guys. This would be a great set of dies if Stampin' Up! Would have had the forethought to put two of each of the leaves or something like they have done with some of their die sets, which is a great feature. I love it when they surprise us with that, because then you can just run things through so much faster and quicker, one pass instead of two. Okay, so I've got that. Okay, and then I've got this one, and this one had some stick in there, but at least the leaf came out nice and easy, but it's just easy to take and poke those remaining pieces out as well. Okay, so we've got all of that die cut. So lots of little dies being used, which is always fun. Sometimes it can seem tedious to do a lot of run-throughs with the die. Actually, I kind of tore that, but I think I'll be able to sneak that. If not, I'll cut a new one. I just realized. But that's even with the basic white, so, or I mean the thick white, so it's probably good that I use the thick too on this. But it's always fun to be able to use all the dies that are in a set too, instead of always using the same ones over and over and over. Now, before I start to assemble, the sentiment that comes with the set is the "Let's Celebrate You." And I'm just going to emboss that in white to give it a nice pop. So this I'm going to ink up on my Versamark, and I'm just going to eye that across a strip of basic black cardstock. It's a 3/4 inch strip. I'm going to get out my white embossing powder. I feel like I've done a lot of white embossing with you guys on black. Oh, that just does not look nice. It must be Monday or something, guys, because I feel like a little off. Either that, or I'm trying to not work as hard this week on stuff. And I don't mean stamping, because that's not really work for me. But just trying to have fun with my college son that's home too. So I'm going to cut a new strip here and see if I have better results. 3/4 inch by 4-inch strip here. So let me just ink that up. And sometimes making a mistake on camera isn't the worst thing, because then you guys know that this really truly happens to me in real life. Like, nothing turns out perfectly the first time. Okay, that looks a lot better, a lot more centered, and you're like, I can't even see it because we don't have the powder on it yet. There we go. This is good. Okay. All right. Now I feel that's a much better look. I'm just gonna put this on and put that aside so that I don't make a mess by accidentally bumping that. And now I'm ready to heat emboss. I love my heat tool, and no, it's not a blow dryer. This would be way too hot to have close to your head. You would tolerate it for a second or two once it's going, and you go, yeah, that's not a blow dryer. So the heat tool is great. And I always love watching how the powder just turns so much white and brighter instantly as the heat hits it. Just gonna do that. Come around and do the other side, and it doesn't take long at all to have that set. So yeah, and I just let it set, for maybe 30 seconds, and it's not going to smear or smudge, but you do kind of want to leave it set that long because otherwise it's kind of like a marshmallow gooey as it cools. And so that's my only recommendation, but usually I can't even hardly work with it fast enough to even have that be a problem. So now I'm going to start working on building the sunflower here. So let me start with my papers. So this from the pattern party from the host sets in the back of the annual catalog. I cut 3.75 by 5, and I'm just going to run that across here. And that I'm going to put on top of a piece of basic black that is 4 inches by 5 1/4 here. And then this is ready to go on my thick white base. So a lot of times when this is the base of my card and it's white, I will naturally gravitate to the thick white instead of the regular white. There too, it just it allows the card to stand up and not grow wimpy in weather conditions or offices where you might have a fan going or something like that. It just gives it a little bit more sturdiness that way too. Now to put this together, I'm just going to grab my mini glue dots here, and I'm going to put about 3, 1 and 2 and 3, and those hide really well in this ring around there. And then I just have to kind of find where this little, to me it's like a little split there, and where that kind of comes out a little bit. Oops, maybe that's, here it is. And match that up with my pink. I usually have pretty good luck with doing that, but you try and do that on camera in front of everybody. Makes it a little bit more difficult. And then that little tiny black spot, I thought about popping that up, but then you kind of see it just kind of looks weird because it maybe shows too much, I think, of what's underneath. So I want to use a couple of the mini glue dots to just kind of cover that up. And there is like a little lip in here too that I'm just going to kind of put in there. So it fits in there nicely, but it's not like you have to even match that in there perfectly. But already just adding that black center in there with that dye makes the whole project just really pop. And the white on the hot pink is just such a fun feature, especially with spring hopefully coming soon. It's just fun and cheerful. Oh, thanks, Pam. Thanks for sharing. So what I'm going to do first is pop this up so that we kind of have a starting point of where to put the flower. I kind of leave the flower on there as I do this so that I know that I'm not going to run out of space for putting that flower down too. And I'm just going to take off those dimensional tops, and now this is ready to go across towards the bottom there. Like I said, 3/4 by 4 inches, so it lines up with that 4-inch basic black mat that I have going on there. And because this is shimmer vellum, you are going to see through this. If you notice, you can kind of see some of the stripes. Well, that's not going to sit well if you have dimensionals or any kind of adhesive either. You don't want that to show through. So I'm placing my dimensionals on that white ring around the circle center so that we don't have to worry about that showing through. I'm just going to kind of line these up so that they don't go over any of my words there, and then pop that up with dimensionals. And now I have these 2 leaves here that I'm going to place on top of the basic black, and I'm going to do that with glue dots. So I'm just going to put it at the very base here on each one because that's going to get tucked in, and I just want to leave the rest of it kind of be free flowing just like the flower is on there. And it's going to be protected by some of the sunflower, and it's going to be sturdy enough for where it is and how it's positioned to work well. And then on the back side of each of these, I'm just going to put 1 dimensional towards the top, and then it's going to just sit in there really secure. So since I kind of have a little notch out of that one, I'm going to try and kind of hide that when I layer my leaves here like so. So I kind of put that in there like so, and those are tucked in like that. But I just love how the white striped leaves with the striped paper, it just all comes together as soon as those leaves are added. I just feel like it's the leaves that really kind of make the project fun. Hey there, Deb. Good to have you on here. And then the last thing that I'm going to do, like I said, is accessorize it, because I want to leave this, if you're just joining in, I want to leave the inside plain so that you can put "Let's Celebrate You" with whatever occasion or sentiment that you want to use it with. But what I do want to accessorize on this is the 2020-2022 in color squared gems. So now you're seeing the pink that I'm using is the polished pink, and that's not retiring, but these are. So they're similar pinks, but it's the magenta madness that this truly is. So if you see these colors, these are the ones that are retiring in the next month or so. So keep that in mind if you say, oh, but I really like the Misty Moonlight and the Just Jade and the Magenta Madness and the Bumblebee and the Cinnamon Cider. Those are the colors that you need to either get your ink refills or the ink pads themselves or the cardstock before those disappear. So that's what I'm going to be using for this, just because Stampin' Up! Does such a good job with having things coordinate. Even though this isn't the exact color, it's really close. And for the project, it's a good tie-in for a nice kind of hot pink to actually, once again, have that pop on the basic black. So just adding a couple of those. They're square gems, but I feel like I often use them as diamond shapes. So kind of fun. Oh, good, Francis. I'm glad you like this. And thank you, Arlene. So yeah, so that's how it comes together. So a little bit of, you know, just running this through. I'm trying to think. My husband gave me a tip of putting this over just a little bit more. So I think I did, because I think I had it kind of just really off to the side and it was too blank. So I like getting criticism from my boys and my husband and stuff, because I'm always like, hey, what do you think of this or that? So when I get done, I'm trying to think, like, did I do a good job on that? On what he criticized or critiqued, I should say. So thanks, Kay. Hi, Missy. So that is card number 1 for March Stamp Camp. Let me get this turned around here for you guys. Yes, Kay, it is so much fun to share with you guys. I feel like, you know, just taking that little bit of break. I needed a little bit of break because with February being a celebration, I was just swamped at the end to make cards to send out. It's, you know, a great problem because so many people ordered to get the cards or wanted the cards and such, and it's such a fun thing for me to be able to put those cards out in the mail, and now to start creating 10 new ones for exactly that same reason again is wonderful too. But so I got all of those out. So if you haven't gotten your cards, I know most of you have chimed in, or I can track the packages too, which is great. And so some of them maybe are just arriving today, but a lot of them have arrived already. So hopefully February's all caught up so I can have a fresh start. Like I said, with my college son home, a lot more cooking. We went to an escape room over the weekend, and that was fun too. So now I feel like I'm ready to get down to work, even though he's home, but have a little bit more of a schedule this week compared to last week, frantically trying to catch up. So let me know if you have any questions on the month-long sale with the mini cut and emboss and those bundles, and I will get back to you, Kay. Or is it Pam? For my emails, my monthly emails too. So if anybody wants to be on that list, you can just contact me and get me your email address, and I can have you added to that as well. So tomorrow I will be gone with my son for an appointment, but I will be back with you guys on Wednesday. This month too, I haven't had currently any hostesses step up to be a virtual hostess, so I can kind of spread my demos out a little bit more, which I think is helpful for you guys too, because then it's not one after the other. Sometimes just to have a month where it's a little bit laid back for ideas and such too. So see you guys Wednesday afternoon. Take care.